skills for the position.
Sure.
Pretty run of the mill. Just
Sure.
an introduction to the community for people who don't know you.
Okay.
Go.
All right, so
Hi.
starting off, can you tell me a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you ended up in this job?
Sure. My name is Dan Bachant, and I'm the interim principal here at CTEi. I started working here 20 years ago as a carpentry instructor, and I spent 15 years in the carpentry program. And then approximately 5 years ago, Mr. Fiandaka, who used to be in this seat, asked me if I could come and give him a hand working as the assistant principal, co-op coordinator, and shop coordinator in the office. So I did that. I made the move, and then after 5 years of working alongside of him, he retired, and I'm now in my second full week on the job, and I love it. I really am enjoying it.
So what drew you to doing administrative work after teaching for so long?
What drew me to it? My dad was an assistant principal at Clinton High School for 27 years,
Wow.
and he was in the military. And my twin brother, I have an identical twin brother,
No kidding.
Dave. I'm Dan, he's Dave. He actually is the assistant principal, one of the two assistant principals up at the high school. Prior to that, he was at David Prouty High School in Spencer, where he was a principal.
Oh, no kidding.
So I guess we just followed in Dad's footsteps, you know.
Yeah.
And prior jobs in the past that I had worked at before getting back into education, I was a supervisor in a high-tech manufacturing facility. And so I had some experience at that. And it was just kind of a natural progression. After 15 years of working carpentry here with the kids, I was ready for a change, and this presented a new opportunity for me. So
A lot of the principals I talk to explain their desire to switch from teaching to administration in the terms of wanting to affect structural change. Is that something that you're attracted to?
well, I think there's definitely, whenever you make a move to a position like this, you bring a new vision for where we've come from to where we are and where do we want to go. And I think that I have some ideas to grow CTE into to offering more programs, to helping our teachers grow, and helping our kids develop even better skills with new technology. The governor has the Mass Skills Capital Grant Program, and that program offers free money and funding to schools. And we have a new program here at CTE that was started with Dave Fiandaka called ISSN. It's Information Support Services and Networking. And we have 2 instructors that are running that program. It's in its 3rd year. And the newest instructor, we have Mike Still, who is the instructor that started the program, and then we have a gentleman named Jode Graff, and he joined the team, and he was really inspired to go after the Mass Skills Capital Grants, the latest round, and he and Mike, and with some help from some other people, put together a $500,000 grant request.
Wow.
And we're gonna find out in about the next 6 or 7 days whether we get the whole thing or at least a portion of that. But what it will do is really help prep that program. Funding is always a challenge in education. It's always a challenge. The money just dries up quick. So if we can get that funding, they can set that program up. Right now, we have juniors and seniors in A-week, B-week classes throughout CTE. But because that program is only in its 3rd year, we just have the juniors. So we're planning and prepping for the seniors for next year. So for the first time in 4 years, we're gonna have a fully running functional program. And having that funding to set up the benches, the new equipment, the electronic curriculum, the new certifications. There are 6 different certifications that come with this new software that we can offer to the kids. And Jode Graff was able to create an articulation agreement with Northeastern University College of Professional Studies, and we now have an articulation agreement for 12 credits at Northeastern
Oh,
University.
that's exciting.
As a result of these new certifications and this new program that continues to evolve, so.
So students have the opportunity to get college credit
That's
if they
correct.
take the classes?
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if they,
Northeastern's a very nice school, too.
yes, it's a great school, and if they complete all the certifications here at the high school, they waive 12 credits at the college.
Wow,
if
that's
they go
not
to
small
Northeastern.
potatoes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Big money.
So
We wanna
you're-
see more of that.
Right, so you want to expand this program, right?
Right.
What other programs would you like to see added if
Well,
you could pick?
You know, we, having been around vocational education for so long, there are so many good programs out there. We'd really like to see, some more manufacturing type programs. There seems to be a real need in North Central Mass,
Yes, there
in
is.
discussions with the North Central Mass Workforce Development Board, that they need trained workers, skilled workers for manufacturing. So we would like to see us get into more, maybe some robotics. But in addition to that, there are other skilled positions out there, things like in cosmetology. It's a big draw. And, you know, we'd like to expand this building, maybe bring in a Cosmo program, and just keep it growing. I think vocational education is second to none. The kids just respond. The class sizes are a little smaller than what you would have in an academic setting, which gives us more one-on-one time with those kids. You have an average of about 15 kids in a class, and they're doing hands-on work that they're really passionate about, and that teacher can give them a lot more dedication than if they have 25 or 30 kids in a class.
Right.
And I think that that's a big advantage to the vocational education piece, along with the fact that these kids want to learn a trade, a vocation.
Now, it's a popular conversation, but why do you believe in technical education?
I'm a carpenter by trade, and I grew up being around my grandfather and my father. They were huge inspirations in my life.
Bachant, you're on.
Sorry about that. And my mom, she grew up on a farm. So I grew up in a family with a tradition of hard work ethics. And my grandfather used to tell us stories about growing up during the Great Depression. And if you needed something fixed, you didn't have any money. You didn't have money for anything. So you had to learn how to fix things on your own. So he could do everything from masonry to electrical to plumbing to carpentry, all facets of construction. And I loved that. I loved taking something that was broke and repairing it and fixing it, and it worked again. It was motivation for me. And even in my own life, I can never hire anyone to do any work on my house,
Right.
because I honestly, they won't fix it to the level that I feel is acceptable to me. So being a teacher, I know it was difficult. Some of the kids, I was hard because I had high expectations for them. But so do all the teachers that we have here. They have high expectations. All the teachers in our CTE vocational programs had to work in their field a minimum of 6 years. And most of them had their own businesses. Some still do, and they still do that part-time on the side, along with their teaching jobs. And you can't learn from a better group of people than people that are out there in the real world and know exactly what it takes to succeed. And that's what we have here. We have great teachers.
It sounds like